Hello, Randi Rain here, and back in October I did a video on some GEMMY hats. I don't know, I still don't know how to pronounce the company's name. GEMMY, who knows how you pronounce that? GEMMY? I don't know. Anyway, I did one on the wizard hat and the witch's hat, but I didn't want to do a Santa hat during October. Not right to do during Halloween, so I saved it for now. And also this one needs a lot more work. And I wanted to try something different because I still have to make this one remote control, and I still have to take a relay switch off of the little circuit that I use, but I'm going to put another relay switch on there, a solid state relay switch that I make. Now the Santa hat seems to be broken somewhere right here, because it won't stay up very well. So right in here, this part's broken, I can feel. It looks to be made probably like the wizard hat. Well, maybe not. The wizard hat had the opening there. Is it like the witch's hat? Oh, that's machine sewn. That is not machine sewn. Yep, here's where this is broken. Well, that ought to be fun. You can see we have another broken battery door. Ugh. Yuck. It's from that tape. It has some foam tape on there, and it's all degraded. You can see this one kind of sounding on its last leg. It's working. I'm guessing a cracked gear though. Okay. I'm not a fan of screws on battery doors. So this whole thing's broken here. And this part, all of the hats have had this part broken. And let's see, the wizard hat had this part broken. Not this bad though. Still don't know how to use the ribbon. Okay, that didn't want to come out of there. Well, this one must have been extra problematic. They got 3 capacitors on there. Oh yeah, it was on its last leg. There you go. Okay, here is a sample of some of the grease that they put in these motors many years ago when they made it. And you can see it's gotten really gooey and it's really sticky now. that's in the motor, and that's what gums up motors. So if you take this 3-in-1 oil that I put in these and put some oil into it, as you can see, as you turn the motor on and spin it around, it rehydrates the grease. Now, is it a perfect fix? But no. But this motor is disgusting. So it's getting WD-40. This has a solvent in it, so it's going to break down all that old grease. And this one really needs to be taken apart. Yeah, so you can barely even move this thing. Wow, that one was severely gummed up. Usually they're not that bad. Well, that's got to be the most gummed up motor that still worked that I've ever seen. Make sure there's 3-in-1 oil, because there has to be something. WD-40 is not enough. WD-40 has that solvent in it, and eventually it's going to dry out. So it needs some sort of lubrication in there. So they got a capacitor from this side going to the base, capacitor from this side going to this base, and then a capacitor across it. The only 10-tooth gear I have is this guy. I'm going to tap in right here. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these. I got to wash this whole thing, so this has got to come out too. Now these little remote control circuits that I use, they come in this little plastic box right here. Now I'm not going to use this plastic box, but I may use it to fix this. That's pretty damn strong. I got a battery door here. we go. Well, that's a battery door. There you go. Working way better now. So these are the circuits that I'm using on these things. So it's a remote control relay, basically, is all it is. The problem is this needs 6 volts to turn this relay, where it only needs 3 volts for this remote control system. And what I have is 4.5 volts from the batteries. And that's not enough to turn this relay switch on. So on all the other ones, I've gotten rid of this relay switch and just put a transistor, because one side is positive and then the other side goes negative when it turns on. And that negative side, I just put a PNP transistor in line, bring out a positive here, which activates a mechanism. And I don't like relays. The only time I think you should use a relay is when it's going to be AC. If you're controlling AC with DC, then yeah, you can use a relay. Any other time, a relay is a waste, really, is what it is. But I want to tell you a story. This happened to a special effects company that I used to work for in Hollywood. This was back in the early 90s, and the shot that they needed was a miniature helicopter, and it was wired with explosions. And something just like this was used to set off the explosion. So the idea was that the helicopter would take off, the camera would start rolling, and boom, they'd get an explosion. They had one chance to do this. The helicopter took off, got up into the sky, but oops, cut, no, film jam, bring the helicopter back. So they bring the helicopter back, and the helicopter goes for a landing. Well, it makes a really, really hard landing now, which is fine for the helicopter, but the impact knocked the little mechanism in the relay switch over, and it detonated the explosion, and the helicopter blew up right there on the tarmac. So on this, you have the relay coil from these two. This side is always positive. When you turn the remote on, this side goes negative, turning on the coil, which makes this latch go to here. So it's normally closed here to here, and then when it flips, it goes to here. So it makes these two here closed. But there's another way I could do it. I could use a relay. I could use a solid state relay. And I could even make a solid state relay. Now, I'm no expert on solid state relays, but I just learned how at least one kind works. I don't know, there may be other kinds. But one kind is nothing more than an LED and a photoresistor. And so I'm going to black out all this box. Like, I first take these out, and paint the bottom of it here. Put all this in. Now close it up. Paint the outside black. And then this will fit right there. And so I'll put one side to the positive side of the LED. The negative side's going through a resistor, and then coming out, going to where it turns on for the switch. And then the photoresistor is going to come from the common to the normally open, and that will complete the circuit. And it will do the exact same thing as what this would be doing, except I don't have a normally closed, but I don't need a normally closed. So first I need to paint the bottom of this thing. So my resistor and LED setup needs to come out. Alright, there's the bottom painted. And first goes the photoresistor, like that. Then my little resistor LED combo. There we go. Paint's not even dry yet, and it's installed. Hopefully this doesn't turn it on. Nope. It's a good sign. Here's the switches that I'm using, and I have a little extension that I had to make on them. Alright, hopefully these little screws will work. That's all I have. Alright, so I'm going to turn the switch on. I'm going to push the thing down here to program it. Okay. Oh, there it goes. One more time, we're pushing the A button. Works perfectly. Now I can solder the push button back. I cleaned all this up as best I can. Now I'm going to put in some carpet tape. This one in here. There. There we go. Now, can I get this double-sided tape off? Heel and stick. There's one. So there it is, the GEMMY or Jimmy, I don't know, I don't care anymore. Anyway, I got it working, it's all fixed, and I got that solid state relay in there, and I just love that because all I'm doing when I push the button is lighting up an LED, and that's what's setting it off. So here it goes. The cloth on this one is much stiffer. I don't like to go all the way the other direction. Well, hey, if you liked the video and you got something out of it, I sure would appreciate a big thumbs up. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button. I want to thank these people here. These are the patrons. These are the people who are keeping me going, that if it wasn't for them, I couldn't keep doing this, and I probably wouldn't want to keep doing this. So I thank them oh so very, very much. And if you'd like to become a patron, of course, there's a link down below and all that stuff, and there's perks and everything. And I thank them oh so very much. Anyway, that's the GEMMY Santa hat remote control solid state relay.
Leave that in.
Point it like that. There's that one there.
Okay. Leave that in. Don't
People
edit it
tell
out.
me that they move, but they don't.
Looks good, Cal.
Oh, he shot the.
Oh, oops.
Against its owner.
That's the wrong one.
You
You want to push the A button on there.
I hope that one shocks too.
Go ahead.